Unfaithful is a revival of a play by the accomplished Northern Irish writer Owen McCafferty. Now, it's running until the 8th of October at a pop-up theatre called Found 111 in Charing Cross Road here in London. Now, the drama focuses on two couples at a crucial point in their relationships. More details can be found at 111.co.uk or through the box office 020 7478 0100. Now, Niamh Cusack is one of a cast of four, and I'm delighted to welcome her online. Niamh, a very good afternoon.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad at all. And Niamh, you need no introduction, of course. Many will know you come from an Irish acting dynasty. Your parents, Cyril and Maureen, had eminent careers in the acting profession, as do some of your siblings indeed as well. Now, your vast canon of work includes classic roles such as in The Playboy of the Western World, also TV's Heartbeat, and also work in radio, for example, voicing Ulysses and film. But was there ever any doubt that you'd go into the acting profession?
Oh, absolutely. I trained to be a classical musician. I was a flute player and a pianist, and I came over to London when I was 18 and went to the Royal Academy of Music on the Marylebone Road and did my 3 years training there. And then I worked in an orchestra. I worked in the RTE Symphony Orchestra back in Dublin a year after I finished at music college, and then I came back to London again, and it was then that I sort of I hadn't particularly enjoyed my training at the academy, and the sort of the fun I'd got out of playing music had sort of diminished, and I think the talent I had was actually not as a musician but as a performer. And when I came back to London that second time, I wasn't getting much work, and I was thinking of what else I could do. And I went to a place called the City Lit, which is an amazing adult education centre in the middle of Covent Garden. And I was going to enrol on a French class because I thought I'll do an A-level in French and then maybe I'll go to university and do a French degree. And the French class was full, but the drama class was not full for some reason. And I put my name down for that. And after the first day, at the tender age of 23, I came home and said, this is what I'm going to do, which may, to anybody who knows the family history, may seem a bit peculiar, but my parents were very keen, actually, that none of us should ever tread the stage boards.
Wow.
But they failed miserably in that respect, because the four girls in our family all act. And the two boys are behind the scenes. My eldest brother is a television and film director, and my younger brother is a producer of theatre. He's been working at the National Theatre for the past 20 years as a producer. So there you go.
The whole lot of the rather interesting, you should say, actually, that your parents were sort of hell-bent more or less on you not treading the boards.
Yeah.
But there you go. It was in the genes. Now, you reached the top of the tree. And, of course, you frequently acted on the big stages, such as National Theatre and the West End. But this play, Unfaithful, an Emily Dobbs production, particularly lends itself to a small space where the audience are sort of close to the performers on stage. Can you give us a brief outline of the plot and why this sort of setting works?
Well, you meet a couple, Tom, who is a plumber, and his wife, Joan, who is a supervisor of school dinners. You meet them at a crisis point in that Joan has found out, or at least Tom has admitted to Joan, that he's had a sexual encounter with a young woman. And at the very beginning of the play, you're right in the middle of that sort of first dramatic situation, that moment in their lives where it's all up for grabs whether or not what's going to happen next. You just don't know what's going to happen next. She's furious with him. He's saying very little. And they're in their mid-50s. They have a grown-up daughter. And it's clearly a crisis moment in their lives. As it happens, the young woman that he talks about is in a relationship with a young man who is a male escort. And Joan, I'm not giving too much away by saying that Joan decides to take revenge on Tom for his misdemeanor by booking into a hotel and having a night with a young escort who happens to be the boy in the relationship with the girl. So the two couples, their lives cross into each other. And it's they're both at turning points in their lives, because the young couple, feel a bit like they have no hope. He's sort of gone into the escort business because, he wants to make some proper money. He feels that, he doesn't want to get on a treadmill in an ordinary life, and this is what he sees to be his way out. She feels stuck in her job in Tesco's. So it's really about, when the title of the play is Unfaithful, but it's actually not just about fidelity within a marriage or a relationship. It's also about being faithful to yourself and what is good for you and what is not good for you, for your soul. And it's also about people trying to connect in this world where, there's so many pressures, whether it's expectations from other people, expectations from society, just trying to keep a roof over your head and body and soul together, that sometimes we kind of lose the important connections, the important things to us. And these crisis moments can actually be gifts. And I think that Owen's play, while it's, it's very, emotionally charged, it's very funny, it's very moving, but in the end, I think it's a very uplifting play, because I think it's saying, by being true to yourself, actually sometimes something extraordinary can happen. Just when you think the worst has happened, actually something much better can come out of it. And I love the play for that, and I think I love doing it every night. It's thrilling to do as an actor, because it's very fast moving. You can't, and we're all on stage for the whole 70 minutes that we're up there, and so your concentration has to be bang on. The audience are either side of us, and it is literally but like being a fly on the wall in somebody's house at this crucial time in their lives. So it's bold, it's passionate, it's funny, and I think everybody watching it recognises a bit of themselves in one or other or all of the characters. We all recognise those dilemmas, whether they're as specific as, a marriage in crisis, or whether it's just simply, what is the most important thing to me, and how do I get it, and how do I relate that to the person who is most important to me? How do I really reveal my true self to the person I love the most? So I think it's a really interesting play, and everybody I know who's been to see it has come away full of thought and has have been talking about it days later. I think it's one of those plays that really grabs people.
Right, and there's a strong cast in it with the four lives crossing, as you say. Who are the second couple, Tara and Peter, who actually takes their roles?
Ruta Gedmintas, who's a wonderful English actress. She's been doing a lot of television and film recently, and Matthew Lewis is playing Peter, the escort. And Matthew, people will recognise as Neville Longbottom from the Harry Potter films, but he's also, he's grown up now, and he's no longer Neville Longbottom, and he's been doing Ripper Street and Happy Valley. He's been both of them have quite high-profile television careers, but they're such good actors, and they're delightful pair of young people to work alongside. It's great.
Excellent.
And Sean Campion is playing my husband, who is famous for stones in his pockets, and he's a wonderful Irish actor, who I think a lot of people will recognise.
Indeed. Now, What's on Stage magazine said that theatre goers are treated to an acting masterclass from your good self. And indeed, Campion, so you're getting loads of praise there. Now, Tom and Joan are disillusioned and react in different ways. The entertainment value is that they don't settle for what they've got, and Niamh, in order for people to see the chain of events, they need to come along and see really for themselves how the whole thing unfolds.
They do.
Right, now you've been quoted as saying that most likely drawing on the four characters, there'll be something people can identify with somewhere along the way.
I think so. I think it's well worth a view.
Excellent. Now, Unfaithful, it's enjoying some great reviews. It runs through till the 8th of October at the Pop-Up Theatre, Found 111 Charing Cross Road, London. Tickets £35. Contact the box office 020 7478 or 0100 or visit the website www.found111.co.uk. Details on our website irishradio.org. Niamh, listen, well done on the positive feedback for the play, and thank you indeed for giving us the insight and all the details about the play.
Thank you. Thank you.
And listen, continued success with it.
Thank you very, very much.
Lovely.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Niamh. Bye now.